Hello and welcome back to Ratchet and Clank 2 with me, Matthew Caddis, aka Poogie. So we are here actually in Allgon City because, well, firstly there's a Hypnomatic part here. However, I'm going to do something else first, and that is to go up to the moon because we have an alien invasion here as well. Seriously. And this is fairly similar to what happened when we were fighting the Thug. Dare I say, the Thug leader on the, on the moon above Planet Grelbin. So yeah, in this case it's even harder because what we will have to do here is deal with a bunch of these miniature UFOs that will land. The thing we have to really destroy though is the mothership that is flying about. And while it is flying about, it is shielded. So we can't do anything against it at the moment. Not always, it will eventually land and we can then do some damage. Not easy, but there you go. And, the annoying thing is how quick it is. Yes, Clank can jump high in his giant form, but he can now outrun a speeding UFO. Seriously. So we either have to wait for it to land or do something else. It will always spawn new, dare I say, miniature walking UFOs. And, it can be very annoying. Seriously, I do not like this. Seriously, it hasn't even lost any health here. Okay, now it's landed. What you can do with Clank, and it is rather insane, but you can jump on top of the mothership, and it will easily take damage from Clank's weight. Seriously, using his heavy weight to your advantage. The same can be done with the smaller UFOs as well. Seriously, I am not even kidding. Just be careful of how much health you lose, because you do not want to do that. So yeah, you can actually notice that what sound it makes when the mothership is actually spawning more of its offspring. So yeah, and what will happen, it will kind of make a sort of noise. I can't really do it because, well, I'm an idiot. So yeah, and also I am lacking the ability to mimic such a noise. So yeah, again, pressing the R3 button will give you a view of where the mothership is as well. So at least that's something. Anything I'm missing? I don't know. That down there is Planet Damosel, is it? Seriously. Let's see, what do we have? Well, we can see very well from here, but I don't know, you're gonna shoot me in the back, aren't you? Yeah, you are! You definitely are gonna shoot me in the back. That is fun. There's the mothership anyway. Now, apparently I have to do a load of property damage to whoever's living here. Which I don't know who is, but there we go. So jump on his head! I didn't do as much damage as before. Eventually what will happen is the mothership, not the moonship. The mothership will actually stop in a specific area. And then we can do some real damage, although so can the mothership to us. So yeah. So I am going to bear some redundant commentary and just skip to where it actually does start, where it does stop flying about. So, when we get the mothership down to about a quarter of its health, what will happen is that it will eventually stop flying about, as I have mentioned. It will land in this area here, still spawning its thing. Apparently it's lost its thing. However, it does have a new move, namely the ability to create an electric force field and eventually, send out a disruptive wave of energy which can easily knock Clank off balance. Seriously, it will start glowing when it starts using the energy there. Though the electric force field is always below it, so we cannot attack it with our bombs. We can still do it with the missiles, however, we need to be a good way away from doing so. Jumping on its head is still the best way to destroy it. It is just the most risky way of destroying the mothership is all. So yeah, but apparently, apparently Clank likes jumping on top of things as in his giant form. I don't blame him, seriously. And there we go. And with that done, just one more hit and the mothership is done. So we will actually get a new gadget here, and a very good one actually. Well, I'm not sure actually, but yes, we will get another gadget here. So yes, it is not a mandatory one, but I do want to get it. So yeah, so when we get back to Allgon City, we will be able to see what it is. So yeah, and let's see what it is. It is it the Hypnomatic? I don't know, I'm getting a bit small there. We have to see. So we get the mapper. This will allow us to find secret areas. Very good for hunting down platinum bolts. I don't know if we had that in the first Ratchet and Clank game, but I know we had the Hypnomatic, but there you go. Anyway, that being said, here, this is what we need to do to get the other Hypnomatic part here in Allgon City, and that is to grind along the various train areas. And not only do we have to contend with bombs here, we now have to contend with proto-pets, which apparently are on the train lines, and indeed grind along top of seemingly these monorail trains as well. Seriously. I feel sorry for anyone who's on them. I don't know what the local thing is like here on Planet Damosel, but we'll see. Especially since when we get to here, we have to do 3 jumps, and then here comes the really scary part. We will see out of control trains coming down here, careening towards the edge, all because of the actions of the proto-pets. Seriously, I hope no one is on those trains, that's all I'm gonna say. Well, someone might be, which is even scarier. And there are double lots of proto-pets. I'm not sure if you can use your weapons here either. However, once we get to the Hypnomatic part, be prepared for a nice little reference to another game that has already been referenced in-game, but this is something from the first game in said series. Yes, and it's a bit weird seeing Clank do this, let's just say that.
Sorry.
Clank doing Daxter's dance. I've seen everything. And it's very much out of character for him, seriously. Daxter, not so much. Anyway, now I am on Planet Grelbin, the planet where Angela is, trying to hold off the proto-pets. And where the third and last part of the Hypnomatic is. So, indeed, in order to get it, we will need to speak to the Hippie once again. Yes, the Hippie. And he is here. This is another where we can farm bolts. Indeed we can. So, once again, let's speak to Mr. Ow. Okay, he's not there. Apparently he's by this giant blue rock. And yes, we will need his mystical powers in order to move said rock. So, yeah. I guess our wounded Chai.
Oh, man. It won't budge.
Violence is not the answer.
Can you move this rock, sir?
I am able.
And?
Patience, young one. For the rock to move, the forces of the universe must align.
So, can we make these forces align a little faster?
Ah, yes. The holistic resonance of moonstones may yet guide these wayward forces.
So, yeah. Instead of desert crystals, it's moonstones this time. And this is a lot harder than on planet Tabora because of two major things, as we will see. Firstly, these annoying Yetis. They will come out of the ground and pretty much try and swipe at you. Seriously. With the Synthenoids, it's a little easier to deal with them. It's just hearing their WARLOCK come out of the ground, seriously. Getting most of the moonstones isn't too hard. The second thing are these giant moray eels, which, to be honest, cannot be poisoned with the acid mod. Even with my upgraded meteor gun, it is still very hard to hit them. Seriously. Getting a lock on them is very hard with all of those Yetis patrolling the area and pretty much trying to scratch you to death. Seriously. What? You can't eat them? Or hug them and pet them and call Ratchet George? Apparently not. I believe we need about 16 moonstones to actually appease the hippie. So yeah. Though having said that, once you have done so, we will need to get even more moonstones. Thankfully, the area around Planet Grelbin is actually pretty good. I have also purchased the mini rocket tube, because it is an awesome weapon. Seriously. If I were to do this game in, which I have done so before actually, in, here I see, challenge mode, I would be able to upgrade it to the much more powerful Mega Rocket Cannon. But for now, the mini rocket tube is good. Yes, it will be able to take down the moray eels a bit more easily than the thing. Doesn't matter how much I die here, seriously. Dying is not a problem. Seriously, you have infinite lives. I can easily blast open the moonstones that are readily available and need to be gathered by killing the morays. But other than that, yeah. The other things, that will take a while, by killing the moray eels, seriously. Keep in mind, the only other weapon I can think of that I could use against the moray eels other than the Synthenoids, and maybe the mini turret glove, would probably be the Blitz Cannon, and I don't even want to think about using the Heavy Lancer. Another thing of note, this is the perfect place to use the charge boots. Seriously, the frozen plains of Grelbin are pretty much perfect for this because they are mostly flat. There are no holes except for the from where the moray eels emerge from. And if you do go into the frozen water, you will die instantly. Yes, because the water is so cold. Yes, we are not going down the same way as Tomb Raider or Super Mario 64 here. No. So I have planted a load of mini turrets around there. Sometimes they don't hit because I think I put them too far away. At least that's what I think anyway. And yeah, here's the problem with the thing. With the lock-on model. On any weapon really, not just the meteor gun. Seriously, but especially not the meteor gun because of how it works and everything. But there you go. Am I glad for the existence of the charge boost? There will be another thing we can do to get some extra raritanium, but that will be after we save Angela. So yeah, so we now have 12 moonstones. So I am just going to skip ahead to where we meet the hippie once again. So see you in a moment.
Oh, yes. Your arrival with the moonstones is most fortuitous, for it is in this very moment that I am able to move the rock.
Gee, what a coincidence.
Thank you, sir. That was most helpful.
Your gratitude is comforting, child. I have also found a piece of something called a Hypnomatic. You may have it in exchange for more moonstones.
Wait, I thought you had no need for material possessions.
Please, do not lay your burdens upon me now. I am weary from lifting the rock, and I must rest.